Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where last episode, we got invaded a little bit in Spain, I think, or there was a rebellion or something happened in Spain. We're dealing with it. We also brought these guys into the faction, which opens up a front over here, and I am interested in going after that. We'll do that after we've dealt with the American Union incursion in Spain, which will be soon enough, honestly. We can nuke over here. These guys are actually in range. That's hilarious. Do we want to nuke over here? I mean, we see that they have a lot of units. Maybe we should just drop a nuke on, like, this victory point and this port and call it good for now. Okay. As far as our invasion of England goes, we are invading England. And so far, we're holding them off. Now, I'm not interested in getting too aggressive and stretching our forces too wide. I'm going to bump this back down to a balanced attack, and we're just going to have our offensive line simply be... Apparently, this isn't going. There we go. We're going to have our offensive line simply be... Take London. Push in kind of like that. We'll tell them to execute that. We can bring in reinforcements if necessary. The major concern right now is that we don't really have much for supply flow. Let's see what happens after the next day tick here, when it recalculates the supply. Nothing. I'm not sure that that did recalculate supply, though. Yeah, I'm not convinced of that. So... I think there's a way to manually force it to recalculate, but maybe it will on the month tick. I don't know. At any rate, we're going to push in down over here. And we are making progress on this. They have a lot of troops here, but they are apparently very, very crappy troops. And that is something I am very okay with. So we have invaded England, naturally, and we have taken over this airbase. Now, we do have air superiority over England. Like, that's completely fine. In fact, we have almost 100% air superiority over England. So that's wonderful. England will fall fairly soon. And the only other member of the American Union over here is Ireland. I mean, yeah, they have a lot of divisions, but I'm not sure that they can actually push in on us. Especially after we finish up some of these constructions over here. Our main concern right now is absolutely one of supplies. And my question is, what is the actual bottleneck here? Control of incoming edge provinces? Maybe. Let's just go ahead and drop a couple of nukes. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll use that to attack with. There we go. Go on in. Go on in. And go on in. All across the front, launch a big engagement that is timed right after the nuke. This one clearly needs another nuke. So we'll send one. Kaboom. I guess it needs another. We'll see about turning this around. Kaboom. We're actually still losing this engagement. And there we go. They're retreating. Perfect. So let's head on in. We'll push forward slightly. I'm not going to build additional defensive structures out here, but this looks good. We've taken London. And that now means that we have more supply here because of the London victory point. However, we still don't have control of incoming edge provinces. This is all one supply zone over here. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what the actual supply zone border here is. And I don't actually know. But okay. For now, these guys, they are going to forget about their offensive line. Just dig in. That's all we need for the time being. We are going to bring in additional reinforcements there later. But for right now, this is fine. I'm going to nuke all along this line. This entire line is going to get a nuke. And this guy, he's going to be told to aggressively attack, but he already is. That's fine. Hello, pause menu. Kaboom. And that should net us some progress over here. We've got 3 modern tank brigades here. I'm going to send one of those over to here. Just checking all of these. They seem fine. We're going to grab these other 2, and we're going to send them... Oh, we managed to take this. Fantastic. So we're going to send them, I think, up over here. Now, this unit has 7 tanks. Okay. So we're going to pull this garrison unit out, and we're going to pull this foreign unit out. Both of those get moved into the South American Coast Guard. Wonderful. Now, as far as this army up here goes, we're going to need to move everyone who is of this nature into the South American Coast Guard. So foreign units and garrison units get moved into the South American Coast Guard, which is now protecting this up here. And everyone else in this army, in this army, is going to get moved over into here. And from there, we're going to pull... Any garrison units are the top priority to pull out of here, actually. And these garrison units are going to be put into the South American Coast Guard. Okay. Excellent. So there is that. And we are holding ground over here. That's wonderful. We're not really interested in pushing in further at this time. What I want is these constructions to finish. And it really looks like that's the supply zone line. Okay, so if that's the supply zone line, then what I want to do is I want to take these guys and have them offensive line right on that zone. Get in there, if you can. Wonderful. We have free military factories. What are we short on? Let's see. Rocket interceptors. Fair enough. Okay, I guess we can put some into rocket interceptors. That'll be these guys. And we'll do something like that. We'll just do... There we go. Excellent. Okay, so we are looking to take over this whole supply zone. And we'll see how successful we end up being. How are we doing in Spain? We've pushed in nicely. We need to continue going. This guy's already told to aggressively attack, and he is apparently much more powerful than his opponents are. But he's not making much progress, so once again, we're going to nuke along this entire line and see if we can push in a little bit more quickly. Because I would very, very much like to do that. And this is definitely not going to cause any environmental damage at all. None. I can assure you. Also, our troops going into recently nuked places is not going to be a problem for them. I would like to attack down here. Maybe I send these guys to do it. And we would have them, like, frontline here. And then their offensive line would, of course, be down just like this. I don't even know that there's any enemy troops over here. We'll send them down and see what happens. So we're still struggling a bit to push in over here, but it's fine, I think, overall. As far as this up here goes, I feel like this is not really a good indicator. I do, however, want to back this off to cautiously execute just because of our supply issues. That said, our supply issues are solved. Back to balanced. Okay. Sounds good. Now, I would like to reinforce this up here, but for now, I feel like this is reasonable. And I do want to fortify the areas that we've recently taken. So we'll do that. Excellent. And we'll just work on digging in over there. The Canadian Navy is actually giving us a lot of fits over here. It's kind of awkward, but sure. I guess I'm not hugely surprised by this. Okay, this army over here. What's your... Okay, that's a reasonable setup. How are we doing in the air war over here? We're definitely making progress here. I feel like they're using worse planes now because they can't keep up. Because they have similar numbers, but they're just getting shredded at this time. That's great to see. We're making huge progress in the air war down here. And that means that there's very little that these guys can actually do. Once we get access to nukes, in that area anyway, it's going to be pretty over for them. We're expanding our holdings over in the London area. That's great. We want to continue to grab up this supply zone. I wouldn't mind nuking here since there's a decent concentration of troops. Same with here. Get those nukes in. Kaboom. Excellent. How are we doing in Spain? It looks like we're pushing in. They're trying to hold us off. I don't know how successful they're being. Okay. We do have this unit, and I'm going to actually ship that over to Spain. There we go. And we'll continue to press in over here. If we can get Seville, that would be amazing. But that's fine for now. Oh, this is not something that we did on the nuke front. That's one of our allies. Okay, sounds good. We've taken Dover. I don't necessarily like that, but okay. Sure. We'll take the rocket interceptors. That'll be fine. And we've also got this unassigned division, which will absolutely go into the European Coast Guard. Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily mind some of our vassal states becoming a little more free. It's not the worst thing right now. Our invasion of England is going quite well. I do want to finish taking this supply zone. And to that end, we're going to drop another nuke here. Boom. I'm actually going to drop another as well. They have a lot of troops piled in right here. I'm going to drop another. Yeah, they're retreating. And I don't blame them. Boom. Okay. That's great. What do we got over here? There's a lot of lack of intel over here, I'm noticing. We're going to drop a nuke on Seville. And that'll be here soon enough. I'm also going to drop one over here because they have quite a number of troops there. Have they managed to push us back out over here again? They have. Rude. Oh well. How are we doing in the air war? Getting so close. We're just very consistently wrecking them in the air war, and that's what I really like to see right now. Okay, so these guys have taken over this supply zone. The next goal is going to be to grind your way up to here. Does that deal with Cornwall? It does not. Okay. That's fine. Go ahead and do it. We're not too concerned about the situation over here, but England is definitely falling. There's no doubt about that. These guys have quite a number of troops here. Okay. In that case, that is fine. We'll just need to send these guys down once they're done dealing with Spain. To that end, there are a lot of troops over here in Spain. There's no doubt about it. But they can't take this forever. They absolutely cannot. We're going to continue to push in over in England. Bristol looks like a good location to nuke. And we do have 2 unassigned infantry divisions that are Brazilian in origin. We're going to send one to this army, and we're going to send the other, I guess, up over here into this force, and we'll move this unit out into the South American Coast Guard. Excellent. I think once we get to 200 units in the South American Coast Guard, we'll call it good on that. That should be fine. We can reduce autonomy. I'm not currently too interested in that. But maybe we should. What subject is this that we can reduce? Greater Hungary? Okay. It's actually Nueva Gran Colombia that we can annex, and I'm not really interested in annexing them, if I'm honest. I wouldn't mind bringing these guys back down. But realistically, I think it's fine. Let's see. Is there a slow way over time without, like, lend-leasing to reduce their autonomy? I'm not sure. It seems like sending an attaché would. Yes, sending an attaché would. Do it. Okay. Didn't say in the initial tooltip, but it said in the second tooltip. So that's fine. So we've taken a good chunk of southern England here. That's great to see. And this fighting will continue for a while. But I'm not too concerned about this. Okay, Spain is continuing to collapse a bit, it seems like. Yeah, these guys are definitely making progress. But there's still an awful lot of units over here. So we'll just go ahead and do some nuking. Once again, all across the front. We are kind of consuming our nuclear bombs quickly. But it looks like we make a nuke like every other day, so that's really not too bad. Kaboom. Fantastic. If Seville falls, that'll be a big, big gain for us, and it looks like it is falling here. I like that a lot. Yeah, it did fall. That's huge. Absolutely huge. And apparently this guy wasn't told to attack. He should attack. That'll help. We definitely want to nuke Bristol again. They have a big concentration of forces there. We just took it. And then the nuke went off, and then we lost it. I need to pay better attention to that. Absolutely. But we are taking Bristol. And if that falls, that will drive a wedge between these two. So this is very, very vitally important to us. We're going to nuke up here. And see if we can weaken the reinforcements walking into Bristol. We're also going to nuke Bristol itself right now. There we go. We're going to nuke back here again, and then Bristol itself not. Okay. Now, what's the actual situation here? You guys, attack Bristol. All of you. Get in there. I want to take it and have it be properly taken. We're going to nuke up to the north just to wipe out a few of their troops up there. Kaboom. There. Oh, this is just fluctuating back and forth. There we go. I think we solidly took Bristol now. These guys. Their goal is going to be to offensive line all the way down Cornwall. Go get it. They should have no problem with this. These guys up here, they're mostly going to be chilling until such a time... Let's see, just checking here. Yeah, they're going to be mostly chilling until such a time as these guys finish up and then can come reinforce them. Okay. So, these boys down here. They are going to continue pushing in. We did take Seville. That's great. definitely need to nuke over here, as well as here. We have good info on numbers there. So let's do it. Gonna nuke it 3 times. There we go. I'm actually gonna do it again because it looked like we were wiping stacks there. Is that true? Yes. We're wiping stacks. Keep going. Excellent. These guys up here, we're going to continue going. I feel like this front is won at this point. At least if we keep this up. There we go. Going to call that good for now. On the Cornwall front, we are pushing in over here, but they're just kind of chilling in this location. I definitely want to nuke it and get some destruction going on here. Fantastic. One more. There we go. Get in here. Perfect. I want you, come up here. You can join. Okay. So we're holding on this front, and that's what we want. Who is not assigned here? Like, what army is this supposed to be? Is that you guys? Let's just get rid of that. Okay. Nobody should be there. Wonderful. Oh, what's this? Big ol' freeze. 30 December. Okay. I don't know what that was. Spain is collapsing, and that's great to see. At this point, I think that we just leave this be. These guys are just chilling down here, as they should be. We did gain 50,000 manpower there. Ooh, we're gaining 50,000 per month now. That's huge. I'm so happy about that. We should definitely be moving one of our operatives in France up into England. Like, come into London and start working on that. How's our resistance looking elsewhere? Not too terrible, in all honesty. This looks reasonable. I like it. So we'll leave the other operatives where they're at. We'll call that good. So these guys are apparently getting naval invaded? What's happening here? I'm unclear on what's happening here. We're just like repeatedly stack wiping a navy invasion? I think so. I think that was exactly what was happening. So we're going to come over here and deal with these guys, and I'm also going to send some of these up here, like so. We do have this division that needs to go into the Arabian Coast Guard, and that is definitely something that we want to do immediately. Fantastic. Ah, we're about to take Cadiz over here. That's great. The more we push them back, the less retreat space they have. And that's very, very good for us. Over here, we have kind of stalled out on this line, although we have pushed up a little bit. We're not surprised that we've stalled out. What we want to do here is we want to take these guys. Get in here. Okay. We'll just go ahead and nuke these guys. No problem. We want to get Cornwall wiped up so that we can redirect these guys up to the rest of the army. Okay. Let's keep the nukes flying. Until such a time as we win. There we go. That's looking much better. Excellent. As far as this down here goes, Malaga also fell. That's wonderful. These guys have very little left now. We're going to go ahead and nuke in Gibraltar, as well as here. Weaken their supply flow a little bit. As far as this goes over here, this looks like Cornwall is taken. Wonderful. That is magnificent. So with that, these guys are redirecting up over here, and we can start pushing north through England. That's great. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to wrap up our invasion of England, I hope. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.